You're listening to The Hollow Wave, the silence between stations. People talk about memory like it's solid, like it's stored somewhere, labeled, shelved. But most of what you remember isn't what happened. It's what you told yourself later when no one was around to correct you. The mind isn't an archive, it's a river. And some nights the current runs backward. Have you ever gotten the feeling that your house is a little quieter than usual? Not empty, just like something's listening, waiting for you to make the first move. That's not paranoia. That's instinct. You're not alone, and you never were. If you're hearing this, it means the signal got through, which is more than we can say for most messages. People ask how to reach us. You can't. Not really. There's no mailbox, no number to dial, and you won't see a radio tower. Sometimes things just find us. They always do if they need to. Tonight's story was typed on a typewriter I don't own, on paper that smelled faintly of copper and lilac. It was waiting on my chair when I arrived. I read it once, then twice, and then the lights in the booth dimmed on their own. This is that letter. There is a mailbox at the end of my street that doesn't belong to anyone. I don't mean it's unclaimed. I mean it's not real. It's gray, unlabeled. The metal is smooth, seamless, like it was grown rather than built. It has no flag, no lock, no hinge I can see, and no one has ever opened it. I asked my neighbors. House after house, they all have the same thing to say. It's always been there, but none of them have ever used it. Some don't even look at it when I point it out. One woman flinched when I brought it up and asked me not to mention it again. The postman skips it. I watched him. He walks right past it like it's not there. Even when it's directly in his path, he just goes around it. Last week, I left a note inside, just a small piece of paper that said, "Who are you for?" In the morning, the mailbox was empty, except for a second note. Not in my handwriting, a typewritten reply. Not you. I should have stopped there. I should have done what everyone else does. Pretend it isn't real. But I'm not good at pretending. So I started watching. Every night from my upstairs window, binoculars, thermos of coffee, my dog by my side. For 6 nights, nothing. On the 7th night, I saw someone. It was hard to describe. Tall, still, wearing what looked like a postal uniform but in the wrong colors. Not brown, not blue, something else. The figure approached the mailbox, opened it somehow. I couldn't see how. And then it slid something inside. Then just stood there. Stood, without moving, for an hour, 2, 3. I fell asleep in my chair. When I woke up, they were gone. I ran outside, opened the box. Inside was a package, small, wrapped in newspaper. There wasn't a label, no postage, just one word written in red ink. Tomorrow. I brought it inside, sat it on my table, and I stared at it until the sun came up. Then I opened it. Inside was a single photograph, black and white, a picture of my house. Only it wasn't quite right. The windows were all dark, even in daylight. My car was gone, and there was something in the window upstairs, a silhouette looking out at me. I looked outside. I looked up at my real window. Nothing there, but the air felt wrong, the way it just feels before a storm. Tight and still and electric. That night, I burned the photograph. I burned the package. I even burned the table. I took them out to the backyard and lit them up. My neighbors watched, and nobody said a word. The next morning, the mailbox was gone. Not just missing, gone, like it had never existed. Grass where it stood, smooth and undisturbed. But I know it was there. I know what I saw. But when I brought it up to the neighbor across the street, she looked at me like I was a stranger, asked me who I was, how long I'd lived there. I've lived here 12 years, I think. Not everything that shows up in a neighborhood belongs to it, and not everything that disappears is gone. If you see a mailbox you don't recognize, don't open it. Don't ask questions. Some doors don't lead out, they lead further in. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Post Nocturne Logistics. Still waiting on that package you never ordered? It's already inside your house. Post Nocturne. They deliver what you deserve. Thank you to Post Nocturne Logistics for sponsoring the show. You've been listening to The Hollow Wave. I'm E. If this signal is reaching you, we're still on air. For now. Be careful what you drop in the mail. Be careful what you expect back. And remember, if a package arrives addressed to no one, it's probably for you. Good night.